Today, we're going to talk about how a soul plan is created. And I think this is always really interesting to find out and to see while I'm in the records. And I think I said in the soul plan video that usually I see it as kind of like someone sitting at a drafting table, like a big table with a big piece of paper, like a blueprint. And they're just like feverishly writing and putting things where they belong. And so that's how I usually see it in the records. And that's how they usually kind of explain to me. And then you'll see, people selecting families to give them the experience that they need to reach a set point, or you will see people selecting partners or people who come into their lives and they'll say, okay, this person's meant to be here until we achieve this. And usually it's a mutually beneficial relationship. And so I could go on and on about that, but let's see what the guides have to say about how a soul plan is actually created. So what they want to start talking about is actually time in between lifetimes. And so what happens is once you have completed a lifetime, you come into this, it feels like an in-between place where you're reunited with your higher self and the parts, so they explain, and we will probably do a separate video on this, but they explain the higher self as kind of like a piece of a pie, and then a piece of the pie comes in and incarnates. And so when that piece of the pie goes back up to this space where the higher self resides, then basically it's almost like they look at the life that you just completed, and it's like getting a handle on what happened and what was achieved and what was not. And then they set out about planning the next lifetime. And so then you sit and you kind of create this template of things that you want to achieve in the next lifetime. And then you go set about finding the people and places and all of the things that are going to most help you achieve those things. And so you select your birth family, you select people you have relationships with, you select the location, you select all of those things in a way that is going to allow you to have the experience, the learning, and the growth that you want to have in that lifetime. And so honestly, these things are pretty meticulous. It feels like it's not like, I mean, there is a bullet list, like those are the set points, but it also feels very detailed it's like you set yourself up for success versus failure, right? So it's like you're setting yourself up by saying, okay, I'm going to have this interaction with this person. I'm going to have this experience. That's going to bring out this. I'm going to, shed this, or I'm going to complete this. Or you can say, I want to have this growth and expansion. Here are the things that are going to lead me to that growth and expansion. So this isn't always bad. And I think oftentimes we come to this work trying to fix something that is wrong. And what they want to say is that the soul plan is not always just about fixing or shedding or completing. It's also about growth and expansion. And in fact, it's more about growth and expansion. And so what that means is that your soul, your higher self, is always looking for a way to align more with love and with compassion and live from that space. And so whatever is there that has followed your soul, that energy that is still with it, that is not perfectly aligned with the divine pure consciousness, whatever you want to call it, universal energy, whatever is not completely aligned with that is it's like you want to shed that because it brings you closer to living from a place of love and compassion. And so that's the soul's goal. And so when the soul plan is created and when all of that is put into the plan, the blueprint of your life, it's all for that goal, and it's all for moving you closer towards that goal of living from a place of love and compassion, and living more aligned with your true nature as a soul. And so I hope this answers how a soul plan is created. I know they didn't go into terrible detail, but it really is just kind of, that is how they have always shown it to me, is this compilation of experiences or goals that you want to achieve in a lifetime. And it is really just selecting the people, places, and things that are going to help you get there. So I hope this helps, and I hope you're having a great day. Take care.